Friday night they introduced the new motto thing for the year, and it was like never before. So this year, 2014, has been bringing a lot of new things, and it's going to be all for the better. I can already feel things starting to change and start happening for the better, and I like it. So why don't we all stand and let's give God a hand clap of praise. Just
Brookshire speak to us. I know he's been studying this for quite a while now. We met over coffee on Sunday. We read through the notes, looked at a few things. You're going to be blessed by it, but you can only be blessed by it if you're paying attention and if you are really seeking to get something out of it. If you sit there with your eyes glazed over, it's kind of hard to get anything out of it, right?
That's right.
So let's give him our attention. Let's tune into the Spirit, because I know that God is here and He's wanting to touch your lives. He's wanting to touch your hearts and your minds. And if you would, at this time, reach your hand forward and pray for Brother West as he comes. In Jesus' name.
Lord, I pray.
Thank you for everything you're doing tonight, God. Thank you for your presence as in this place. Thank you, Lord. Tonight I'll be reading from Colossians in the first book. It was actually pretty funny how I got the title of this, is because I actually went into a bookstore. Let alone me picking up a book? Yeah, there's something wrong. Be going into a bookstore? Yeah, you better. I don't know about that. But I'm going to be reading Colossians 1, starting at verse 5. And then I'm going to jump down to verse 23. But verse 5 says, "For the hope which is laid up for you in heaven, whereof ye heard before in the word of the truth of the gospel." And then skip down to 23, and it says, "If ye continue in the faith grounded and settled, and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel, which ye have heard, and which is preached to every creature which is in heaven." Y'all can be seated. Tonight I'm going to be focusing, the title of my sermon tonight is going to be Unshakable Hope. The goal for me tonight is to maybe spark a little bit of hope in y'all's lives somehow, some way. But I want to focus tonight on unshakable, because that is who our God is. He is unshakable. But I'm going to read in Romans 5, 2 through 5, it says, "By whom also we have access by faith into his grace, wherein we stand and rejoice in the hope of the glory of God. And not only so, but we glory in tribulations, also knowing that tribulation worketh patience, and patience experience, and experience hope. And hope maketh us not ashamed, because the love of God is shed abroad in all our hearts by the Holy Ghost which is given unto us." And I've realized in verse 4, it says patience experience. You don't develop patience on an instant. You only develop it through experience and through tribulations. That's why we glory in Him. That's why we rejoice in Him. So, hope can do many things for us. It does more than we can ever imagine, more than we can actually grasp. Because in Romans 8:24 it says, "We are saved by hope, but hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why does he have hope for it?" It says, but then in verse 25 it says, "But if we hope that we see not, then do we with patience wait for it." So while we're hoping in things that we cannot see, only the Lord can. That is why I put my hope in the Lord. Because it says in Isaiah 40:3, "But they that wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up on wings as an eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint." So I'm putting my hope in the Lord because I might not be able to see him, but I know he has his life on me. I know he has his hand of protection on me. And I know he's going to place me in a place that I will not falter, I will not move, because he is my rock. Psalms 27:5, for in trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret place of his tabernacle shall he hide me. He shall set me upon a rock. That is where we are tonight. We are on his rock. We are where he has placed us to be. And Deuteronomy 32:4, he is the rock. His work is perfect. So through everything that comes to us, the devil begins to try to shake the foundation that God has placed upon. He tries to enter into the tabernacle that God has placed us in. So through trials, through trouble, through everything that has come through us, we begin to have a hope in something. We begin to hope to see the light, hope to see the end of everything the devil is throwing in our face. And through all these, we are gaining experience. We are gaining the patience and everything that is coming our way. And while we are facing the devil, we are getting stronger every day. And we need to learn to speak to the enemy, like David did. Then, because in 1 Samuel 17:45 and 46, then said David to the Philistine, thou comest to me with a sword, with a spear, and with a shield. But I come to you thee in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies. And this day the Lord delivered you into my hand for me to smite thee. That's where we need to learn to speak to the devil and say, everything you are doing to me, I had the Lord on my side. I can put you down, I'll put you underneath me. And David, he knew the power behind God's name. He knew the power behind his blood. And his word is sharper than any two-edged sword. Anything that the Philistines wanted to throw at them, any spear, any sword that came his way. The power of God, the word that was behind his name, was more powerful than anything that came his way. But sometimes the power behind his name can be a little bit overwhelming, that we don't really know how to grasp, don't really know how to use his name to the way he intended us for it to be used. Because his word destroys the devil at his roots, where he becomes shaken. Right. Where the hope that he tries to shake in us, everything he tries to take away from us, his name has the power to shake him at his roots. To where his hope becomes shaken whenever he thought his was unshakable. Because my God is the one that's unshakable. He's the only one that is unshakable. So everything that he throws at you, yeah, you might get scared. You might start to doubt. But in Genesis 15:1, the Lord came to Abraham in a vision saying, fear not, Abraham, I am thy shield. So with him being my shield, him placing me in his secret place, on a rock, in his pavilion, that the devil cannot touch me, cannot come near me, we begin to develop a level of faith. And faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Didn't I just say that what a man seeth is not hope? So how are we supposed to put our hope in things if we see it? So without hope, we wouldn't have faith. And with faith, we're able to speak to the devil. And Matthew 21:21, Jesus says, if you have faith and doubt not, ye shall do this which is done to the fig tree. But also if ye shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, it shall be done. It shall. Amen. Not that it might, but Amen. It shall.
Come on.
So through hope, we're saved. Through hope, we obtain patience, strength, courage. Through hope, we begin to say yes when the devil is telling us, no, you can't. Because when I fall, I shall arise. And we begin to stand up back on our feet. And we begin to turn our eyes to the Lord. Because everything I do here, everything that he puts me through, I want it to be for a reason. I don't want it to be something that he did not intend me to be. Because my biggest fear in this world is being someone that I did not intend to be, that he did not intend me to be. Because if I'm doing something that he did not intend me to be, then what am I doing here? Everything that I'm doing is worthless, useless. So I hope that my actions that I'm doing, what I'm saying here tonight is what he intended me to be. And the one thing that I hope for the most is at the end of this world, at the end of everything that is going on, that I just hear him say, well done. That is what I hope in the most. But without hope, where would we be? Without hope, what would we live for? What would we desire? Without hope, we'd be hollow. We'd be empty rooms. We'd be truly dead, even though we're still breathing. Without hope, would we know what faith is? No. Without hope, would we know what trust is? No. Because first, to develop trust, you must have a level of faith. And so we must have faith, which is powered by hope. But to have trust, we first have to have a level of faith. So I put my trust in the Lord. I put my faith in this gospel that I will never leave. I have faith that what I've learned, everything that has been preached to me, everything that I've been taught over my life so far will keep me rooted, will keep me planted. But we also have to have a level of faith that says, I will never fault your word, God. I will never fault who you are, what you have done. We got to have a faith that truly believes. A faith that says, I will never doubt you. I will never doubt anything that you have brought my way. Everything that has happened to me for a reason. I will not doubt your plan that you have greater for me. But the hardest thing for us to do to have that level of faith as young people,
That's right,
is that the fear of letting go. Letting go of what's next to you, what's behind you. A fear of letting go of our pride. A fear of letting him tear us down so he can build us back up to who he wants us to be. We got to let go of the fear that he will fail, that he will never be there. Because his word says he will be there. He is never late. He is never wrong. He is perfect. His word says this. So we have to forget about our past. Forget about everything. Let go of all that you have. And look towards tomorrow. Because he holds our future in his hands. He knew us before we were in his mother's womb, in our mother's womb. He has the numbers on our head numbered, or that, you know what I meant. So we have to get off that long black train that the devil's driving. And jump on the one that's white as snow.
come on,
The one that the Lord is driving.
yeah,
We have to let go of the fear of what our tomorrow holds and grab onto the opportunities that he placed in front of us today. And we have to let go of doubt and grab onto faith and trust. Amen. Because there are two things that the Lord will do for us whenever he puts us through the fire. He will either pick us up when we fall, or he will give us wings to teach us how to fly.
it's good,
He might not give you everything you ever wanted, but I guarantee you he'll give you everything you ever needed.
oh, come on,
He will never forsake you. He will never depart from you. He will give you everything that you need just to make it one more day. Because the devil is trying to take today away from you. But he'll give you what you need just to make it through today. In Oklahoma, where me and my father hunt at, there's an old preacher. He referred to all these times that we are going through, everything that we begin to lose our faith and lose our hope, lose our trust. He referred to these things as a melting pot. He began to tell a story on whenever railroad workers, whenever they ran out of a nail to put down on the tracks, that they would find any metal, any kind of aluminum, any kind of that substance, and they'd begin to put it into a furnace to where it would melt it down to its purest form. And that the only way it could become strong together is if they were in this purest form. And that's the only way that they were able to bond together, that they could be like one. Because if they weren't first in the purest form, they never became together. If they weren't first in the purest form, they could have never been shaped and molded into a nail that the railroad worker needed to be. And whenever we were going through the fire, whenever we were in our melting pot, when we were going through our trials, God has placed us in our melting pot because He's trying to mold us. He's trying to shape us into the person that He wants us to be. And He can only use us as if we are realizing to see what He is trying to do for us. Unless we realize to see that the problems that He's facing for us, what He's allowing the devil to do.
Yeah.
The devil didn't say, I'm doing this, even though God said no. No, God allowed him. He had to first ask permission from God for him to do what He does to us. Because Job,
That's right.
Job had everything in the world. God referred to him, before the devil touched him, referred to him as a perfect man. And He said, if you will take this, your protective hedge over him and allow me to do and take everything that you have given him away from him, then he will curse your name. He will not live for you. The devil took everything away from him. His family, his house, his livestock, everything. And yet, what did he do? He still sat there and worshiped and glorified God because he knew He was the one and only true God. And he knew that the things that happened to him, it wouldn't have happened unless God allowed it to happen. So all the trials that you're going through, the melting pot that you are in, everything that that is facing towards you, it is intended to shape you and mold you to where God can use you the way you need to be. To where you can be a railroad spike. To where you can be used how you were intended to be used.
It's good.
So why is it when we were in a melting pot, we begin to lose hope? Is it because we don't put our complete trust in Him? Is it because we start to walk by sight, not by faith? Or is it simply because the ground that you thought you were walking on was unshakable? But then it happened to shake. In Jeremiah 17, 7-8, blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord, and whose hope the Lord is. For he shall be as a tree planted by waters, that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when he cometh, but her leaf shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall she cease from yielding fruit. If a tree knows to put its trust in the Lord, why can't we? I mean, at least we have a mind. The tree doesn't know anything else to do but to produce fruit. Search for water. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. You can teach a man, you can give a man a fish, but feed him for a day. Teach him how to fish, feed him for a lifetime. These are things that hope can do for you. Hope can feed you. It's what gives you the energy just to take one more step. Hope is a lot more than any of us can really even comprehend. Earlier I said, without hope, we are like empty rooms. We're hollow. We're truly dead. That didn't hit home with me until maybe 3 weeks ago. Someone important in my life that I love truly, dearly. I thought that they were gone. That everything that they're doing is too far. Much more than God could even do to bring them back. I might not have been dead in my walk with God, but my hope that I had in that person, I was dead. I don't really know how to explain it because it's a feeling that I don't want y'all to understand. It's something that truly kills you, right? It makes you feel dead. Where anytime you're around that person, you can't even look them in the eye. If you don't have a sense of hope for that person, you're basically asking yourself, what are they doing here? To where you almost where you basically give up on them and you just let them drown whenever they're reaching their hand out for you. It's much harder since the sorry. It's I don't really know how else to say this, but put your hope in the Lord. I'm gonna be blunt. Put your hope in the Lord, because that is the only thing in this world that is going to be unshakable. The only thing that is certain, the only thing that is pure, the only thing that is true. Because my God is the only one that is unshakable. He's the only one that I can truly walk and never worry and never lose my hope.